I try to have fun, but like tournaments stress me out. Like doing them,
Yeah.
prepping for them,
Recording in progress.
like the performance anxiety that comes along with it, not wanting to disappoint
Mm.
your coach or whoever is expecting you to do well. To me, I
Yeah.
mean, that kind of sucks all the fun out of it. And so it ends up being like this
Yeah.
burden a lot of times. And that's why
I
I'm
mean,
always on the fence
yeah.
about doing tournaments because it's just like, oh, that's
I
stressful.
think it depends on, at her age, it's I don't want her going into it and then like getting disappointed and then like quitting.
Right.
So that's why I think at their age it's more about like having fun and doing your best. I mean, it's always about doing your best, but more so at their age it's about having fun. But when you get older, you know, you gotta you kind of your mindset changes. So it's more so about like getting this sort of achievement. But
Hmm.
yeah, I see what you're saying. It's stressful.
I mean,
It's
Sugi
hard.
says the same thing all the time. He's all like, it's just have fun. Hey, you guys compete, just have
And,
fun. And
and
it's like, you make
and
it
the me
sound like
and
it's
the
just,
meantime, like he's on the sidelines, like, why didn't you do that?
yeah,
Why didn't you go to
exactly.
Mount?
Just
Ah,
laying on that
you're the
disappointment.
worst.
Right. And like, oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And it's like, just have fun. Come on. Like, this is why it's not fun. Because like the pressure. Yeah.
Well,
So
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know. I always
I
have
think
mixed feelings about saying, just have fun. Like,
I think
okay.
it also depends on your personality. You're a very competitive person. So it's like
Mm.
you want to go out there and like dominate. But I think for other people, it's like, I don't really need to dominate. I just need to do my best, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it
I mean,
depends
I've
on your
tried to do that
personality too.
recently. I mean, I think I just like I put a lot of pressure on myself.
Yeah.
We are our own worst critics. And that's something I've been trying to work on is like having more fun at tournaments. So like using it as a way to socialize with other people in the jiu-jitsu community and bond with other female jiu-jitsu practitioners because we're such a small number of individuals. And then, just telling myself the best you can do is try
I
your
mean,
best.
what's the worst that will happen if you don't like win, right?
I'm broken emotionally, obviously.
Yeah, but
And
like,
I
are
sink
you
into a
gonna
deep
quit?
depression.
But are you gonna quit jujitsu though?
it, oddly enough, I've known a couple people who were gung ho about jujitsu, gone to a competition, lost, never
Yeah.
saw them again.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think I sort of I think maybe a lot of that anxiety and pressure and stuff went away because when I started, I lost all the time. And I was just like, at some point, I was just like, I guess eventually I'll win at some point.
It's gonna happen one day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one day
I
I'll
mean,
win.
I have, it's easier th said than done to make your rational thoughts align with your physical
Yeah,
responses. I
yeah,
mean, it's really hard to do that. And so I might
yeah.
tell myself, hey, what's the worst that could happen? It's not like people are going to be disappointed in me. It's not like I'm going to lose respect in the community no matter how I do. Like people
It's
are,
not like you're gonna get demoted,
right, right,
hopefully.
right. It's like I do try to like tell myself these things, but you still feel that anxiety and
Oh
whatever
yeah.
that bubbles up. So,
Yeah, I mean
but
that's always gonna be
don't
there.
look dumb. Don't get defeated. Yeah.
So,
Well, maybe it's like sort of shifting the focus more to yourself as opposed to, hey, what do I look like to other folks?
Yeah.
As a, I'm just shifting it more so like, what do I want to accomplish from this? Hey, also at the end of the day, you really don't need to compete, right? You compete because you
Yeah.
want to be competitive, and then when you compete, every competition, it's like, okay, what do I want to get out of this? And like try and focus on that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, when you have a coach like Sugi who's like, you gotta compete in this tournament. You gotta compete in this tournament. It's hard not
And
to
these
be
are
like,
just like
I don't need to compete.
these are just words from a lowly blue belt.
Well,
Well, hey, they're valid words. And I mean, what you're saying is right. Shift the focus away from what I think people are thinking of me and how
Yeah.
they might react to it and think more about what I want out of the tournament. I mean, that's a great way of thinking about it. Like, what is my goal for this tournament? I mean, to win, to place gold,
Yeah.
obviously, every time. But like,
But
if
it's
it's
like,
my
if
first
you
brown belt tournament or something,
mm,
my goal might be like, okay, let's just not get submitted with a submission
yeah.
or injured.
or injured.
Ooh,
That's
that's always the
always the
goal.
goal of every
Yeah.
Mm.
tournament.
That was actually
I
really.
don't know if anyone ever goes in saying, "Ooh, I want to get injured today."
Hey, you know what? Never say never. There's some really weird people out there.
True. And
They're
jujitsu
like,
kind of brings them out.
Yeah. What was that old '80s track? The freaks come out at night.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun. The freaks come out at
Well,
night.
maybe they're like they hate their job so much. They're like, I need to get out of work somewhere.
I
Put
mean,
me in an armbar.
you could pay someone less money than some of these competitions to break your
Oh,
arm.
seriously.
Yeah.
Facts.
Actually,
Facts.
if I read correctly, one of the videos we're gonna review, one of the guys does get their arm broken.
Mm.
Rogan?
Yes.
Snap with
Oh.
tap or snap.
Hmm. So
What did that one teammate of ours said? I won't, incriminate them, but they said, I only know one rule.
tap, nap, or
Tap,
snap.
snap, or
Snap.
nap.
Nap.
Snap.
Yeah,
Yep.
something like that.
That's on a t-shirt. So,
Is it really?
I'm
yeah,
pretty
that's
sure
what
it is. Yeah.
I
people say
want that
that.
t-shirt.
Yeah. Tap, nap, or snap. Yeah.
I'm
Whatever.
about to look that up right now.
Well, if you find it, like, shoot me a link because I want to get. Damn, my cup is shining like an '80s movie. This
Say the
sucks.
What are you
Jesus
drinking?
juice.
Haha.
This is drinking holy alcohol.
It's Crevassier and that
Ooh.
purple drink.
I'm
Okay.
drinking straight up rum.
No, it's like grape soda and Crevassier. I thought it would be gross, but it's actually not bad.
It sounds really sweet though. I
Yeah,
feel
a
like if you have
little
enough
bit.
ice in there though, you should be okay.
Yeah, well, there
I
was
need
ice in
to
here. It's mostly water now.
I need to hire a bartender just to make me drinks. See, that's why I wish I was rich. I'll do stupid stuff like that. Just like hire a bartender, hire a DJ while I'm having
Well,
these podcasts.
my next birthday, I'll have a bartender just for you, Wole.
Woo, open
Awesome.
bar.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, I
Legit.
should have people over for my birthday.
When's your
Yeah,
birthday?
July 24th. It's a while from now.
Oh, okay, yeah, my birthday's before
But I
yours.
mean, like, so we moved during the pandemic, so a lot of folks haven't seen our new place. Like a lot of my friends,
Ah, true.
yeah, and like had a kid during the pandemic, so we're kind of focused on that. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Kids are fun,
yeah,
especially. Oh, so my youngest got mad at Alan and Anthony at Open Mat today
mm.
and started like glaring at them and pointing. It's like
What were
what?
they doing?
I was just rolling with them.
Oh,
He got like
he's like, get away from my dad.
or something. I don't know if he was getting protective or he was just getting nervous that his food source was in danger. I don't
or he was like, kill
It's,
him.
know. Kill him.
yeah.
Like he's pulling a Stewie. Old man, your
Hmm.
time has come.
Yeah.
But
And you think
anyways,
he's trying to protect you. Ha.
well, he can't talk very well, so I'm not really sure what he's doing. You know.
He just looks angry and he's pointing.
Yeah.
Who knows? When is someone going to make a baby translator? I mean, come on.
Well,
Where's Google Translate when you need it?
he communicates really well with pointing.
Mm.
Like he just points.
Yeah, Lila did that too when she was younger. Really good pointer finger. That
Yeah.
one.
See, that's how when you're born, you kind of and then you grow up and you kind of revert back. That's how I want to revert back. I just like when I'm in my 90s, just point at stuff and
Yeah.
get people to do my bidding.
Right, pretty much. Just grunt and point.
I'm gonna be an honorary SOB. Be like, damn it, boy, I want my dinner now. Give it to me. Bring
Get
my
off my
dinner.
lawn.
All right.
At once.
Anyway, so we got a request to review an article. Um,
With that.
yeah. So, Wale, did you who reviewed it and who'd like to go over it? I'm actually giddy that
I,
we're just talking. So,
yeah, I watched like one of the videos. But yeah, I read part of the article and yeah, it's
You know what I
so
think we should
just
do?
huh?
Go ahead.
you know, you go ahead.
We should then give the title of the article and then maybe play one of the videos
Sure.
Mm,
I was gonna share the
and
article
then
on the screen.
okay. I think there's some inflammatory things being stated in the article. And we
so
can point out all the fallacies or
mhm.
issues with the article after we give its present its first.
So does the viewer want our opinion on the article or I don't know.
Yeah, they wanted. So okay, so literally the message said, "Check this out," and it was a link to this article. It was the last one we got. There was a request to review it previously. It was just simply, "Hey, can you review this?" And then there was an earlier one, but it was a response to a comment that either I or Yana made about um, male versus female competitors and the
Mm,
differences or something like that. I can't really remember that one. It was a little bit ago, but
No, I can't, I'm inferring that it was something about like we were arguing. I bet you it had to do with like why we were arguing um for the divisions between male and female. And I think there was probably some talk about like how, transgendered people play a role in that.
right,
I feel like it probably was in response to that discussion, and maybe the person's like, hey, look, there's this article where a woman is like kicking butt. And
right,
so it doesn't matter the gender divisions, but there's a lot of discrepancies and issues with this particular article that don't like if the person's trying to justify that there shouldn't be any gender divisions, I think that using this article is not the best way to argue that because there's a lot of issues with it.
I see.
Um, but I don't know what their motivation was to send it,
Yeah.
what they were trying to argue, what the context was. I'm just inferring, I'm assuming right now.
right.
But if that is
Well,
if that
yeah.
is the reason, which most times it's like someone's trying to say without like reading thoroughly or doing their research.
Well, I mean, I guess we could just give our opinion and they could take it for whatever, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times when we get a request or somebody's trying to make a point, it's not really fleshed out very well. Sometimes I have to
Mm,
um, assume what they're trying to say or ask. So um, I'm just gonna go off the last one, which it just seemed like they just simply just wanted us to review the article and I guess the accompanying videos.
Mhm.
But anyway, so the article's title is "A Female Competitor Cleans Out Men's Divisions in Local BJJ Tournament." Which, fine, at face value, it's proof of what it's stating, I suppose. But moving on, a couple things to take note. This was written in December of 2023, or at least published. And then there's actually not much in the way of description or even an actual article in here. I guess it's like less than 2 paragraphs.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I could read it real quick. It starts off saying you very rarely see men and women compete in mixed gender divisions in BJJ competitions. This is for a simple reason that the difference in strength is tremendous. It can be argued that the average adult woman BJJ athlete has the equivalent strength of a 12-year-old boy. I don't like that. Like the way that that is worded is very inflammatory.
Yes.
So,
There are definitely better ways of stating that that sound a lot more like scientific and factual rather than condescending.
right. Um, I mean, I think previously we found a study or studies that said that the average strength difference between an adult man and an adult woman
Yeah.
was somewhere around 30%.
Yeah,
But,
it
And
can,
I
I
mean,
mean, it
that's,
obviously
yeah,
changes, it fluctuates. Everybody has a different body type. But
right.
yeah, generally speaking, like the world's
yeah.
strongest man is always going to be stronger than the world's strongest woman,
Right.
just because of the
Yeah,
body
it's,
composition.
yeah, that's the, I mean, that's true. I think though yeah, like you're always saying, it could have been worded in a way where it's not inflammatory or trying to make a point. Um, but at the same time, with jujitsu, jujitsu is it's a game of skill and technique also. So yeah, sure, you could be, super strong guy and still get beat by a woman, even if the woman has less strength. You know,
Yeah, I mean, yes. But
yeah,
as someone who's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, it's still like I avoid guys who are like 6'1", 180 and a white belt. I'm not gonna freaking roll with them because
oh
they're
yeah,
gonna
no,
just try to like smash me like you take your
hmm
boot to a spider. So strength does make a difference. It definitely does. Sometimes no matter what your skill level is, like
true.
and I mean, that's really frustrating, but like obviously the goal of jujitsu, when you're a black belt, then it's a little different. If you're a black belt against a white belt, and you've mastered the sport, it's a little different. And
Yeah,
then you presumably do have so much technique and mastery of the sport that no matter the size of your opponent, you can beat them. That's why they have absolute divisions, right?
Hmm.
But I would say like up until black belt, it's still like a mixed bag, you know.
yeah.
I don't want to say that obviously strength isn't everything. I agree. Technique has a lot to do with it. I've definitely used my technique against guys who are stronger than me and managed to beat them. But guys who are like twice my size give me a really hard time. Even if they're a white belt, they give me a hard time because they use their muscle. They use their
And I mean,
size and their muscle against
yeah,
me.
I think that's especially the case for women, but just in general, anybody who's bigger than you, a guy who's twice my size and like a white belt, I still have trouble with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the point is that the article it was like a low blow to say that.
Yeah.
I
It just
just
sounds
told you,
condescending. Like there's definitely
yeah,
whoever wrote this was
they have some issues with women.
either that or they're not educated
Hmm.
and they're just
Well,
posting this random article online. I mean, who like edits
it's
these before they get
yeah, it's
published,
also it feels to me like it's one of those things where it's like you know, there's no editor.
Yeah.
It's just
A
folks
free for
writing
all.
articles and just throwing it up there, right? Kind of like
Yeah.
a ragtag, magazine. Because something like that, if you are trying to come off as professional and come off as a serious editorial website on jiu-jitsu, you will have an editor. But
Yeah.
also look at the structure of the page. It is full of ads.
Yeah.
So the whole point is to pull
Make
people
it,
in
yeah,
to
clickbait.
get for click because the title itself is clickbait, right? Because
Hmm.
it's like a guy's gonna watch it and be like, huh, woman can't do this. Let me see this. She doesn't know what she's doing, and get on the site and like, oh, I need a new rash guard. There you go.
Right. All right, we can move on.
Okay.
Sorry, Thomas.
It's okay. It's just like two or three other sentences left in the article, quote unquote article. This tournament happened a few years ago in Holland. Let's keep that in mind. Megan van Houten from Gracie Barra, Netherlands, entered the men's division and did extremely well, winning all three matches with flying colors. She showed great takedown skills and powerful submissions on the ground. So,
So let's see the video. Let's see these powerful takedown skills
so before we do that,
and
before
submissions
we
on the ground.
before we do that, I actually Googled uh, Megan Van Houtem. I don't know how to. I'm probably butchering her last name.
Autumn?
Houtem.
Autumn? I don't know.
But anyways, so this is her judoinside.com profile, and here are her accolades. Competing as early as April 2004 up until May 2010, second, third, first, third, first, second, third, first, third, second, or first, second,
So
blah 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 blah.
this
So
was 12 sorry, this was 12 years ago. So
right,
how far how far was she into
okay,
like
now
jiu-jitsu?
now keep keep this date range in mind, right? Let's go look at this page, Tapology. She was a, I don't know if she still is, but she was at some point a professional MMA fighter. So looks like she started her first fight was in 2012. She had one in 2013, 2014, and two canceled ones in 2015 and 2018. So high level judoka, professional MMA fighter, and let's go to the first match or one of the videos. It's from 12 years ago. It's all
Around the same time.
around the same time frame.
When she started competing professionally? Yeah.
Yeah. So
So, like, obviously, this woman is very skilled to begin with. She's no beginner,
right.
who just randomly goes into, and also in in-house. The other thing I wanted to point out,
Yeah.
in-house tournaments, it's not IBJJF we're talking about
Yeah.
here. It's not even grappling industries. It's an in-house tournament that tend to be, lower belts competing in those. So I'm guessing that this high skill level female practitioner was going against probably like a white or blue belt
Yeah. I mean this
level.
looks like an in-house,
Yeah.
but the article makes it seem like this was at a tournament.
Right.
No, they say in-house. They say local.
Oh,
Oh
they
wait, did
say
they say
in-house?
local tournament?
No,
What did they say? Did they say local
I mean
in-house tournament?
they didn't mention
Oh,
in-house.
oh,
It
I
They
was
does.
just said
assuming
local
in-house.
tournament.
Yeah, it did say local BJJ tournament.
I don't
But
know why
like
I was
that video
assuming
definitely
in-house. I think it's
has,
just
I mean, because your brain, you've been to these enough of these where your brain automatically sees the setup and you're like, oh, this is an in-house.
Right.
yeah. Yeah, it
So
definitely doesn't look like a professionally executed tournament like Grappling Industries or IBJJF. So
right.
I definitely want to see one of these videos.
Yep.
Let's run the first one.
Let's do this one. It's only 2 minutes, about a little over 2 minutes long. I'm gonna turn the audio off because it's probably in Dutch.
I wish I could say I can translate, but I lived in
Yeah,
Is that
Holland
judo?
like
that's
I lived
fireman
in Holland
Gary.
like over 20 years ago.
The way that he fell by trying to break his fall by posting his arm like that, that could break his arm.
Yeah.
Like that's not good. It's not making contact.
Oh, do you have it up? Oh, yeah. Never mind.
What?
There we go. Never mind.
Yeah, that guy's a beginner.
Yeah.
Definitely a beginner.
He has a little bit of skill. He knows a little bit of something.
Yeah, pushing up
He's a
like that.
beginner,
He's a beginner.
most stuff.
Yeah, she's got him in
But she's
spot
really
hold.
good at being heavy on her hips. She seems strong.
Yeah. Flexible too.
The guy is flexible. I feel like that's a
Yeah.
very beginner move to try to like
Ooh,
wrap
ooh,
your
ooh,
legs around
ooh.
the person's
Oh, tap,
head.
tap, tap. Please
And
tap.
it can be done.
But that's not helpful. That's not useful for you as the person on bottom to wrap your legs around the head, unless there's an arm there and you can get a reverse triangle. That's what I'm saying. It seems like kind of a more of a beginner move to bring your legs up to wrap around just the head itself, because it can be
What are you trying to say? I do
distracting.
that all the time.
It can,
What
well,
you
let
trying to
me
say?
tell you, Wale, it's not a helpful
Ah,
move for you.
yeah.
You used your energy more effectively for other moves if you're the one on bottom. I would say, like, if you're gonna
Oh yeah,
do that, you
it's
have to make sure you have an arm there so you
yeah.
can get a reverse
I mean,
triangle.
it's a low success thing. I've had that done on me several times, and it's just you pop your head right out.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
It's also
distracting.
you
That's
don't
all it is.
have yeah you don't have enough power to effectively do anything because the whole point of it is to try to get like a choke from it, but you don't have the leverage to do that.
Unless you have the arm there, you don't have
Hmm.
anything. You really don't have anything. There's no choke that I'm aware of where you just wrap your in no-gi where you just wrap your legs around the person's head. And anyone
You don't
who's
know
like
about the thigh
skilled,
master choke?
right? That's what it would be called too if it did exist. Um, but no, I mean, like I said, it would be distracting and like it would hurt my face, but like the person on bottom is just wasting their energy. They could be using their energy better by framing, bridging,
Yeah,
shrimping, to get out from side control. My personal opinion.
Do we want to try watching another one?
Hells yeah.
sure.
Sure. This
I mean, we could
is
probably go through all three of them because they're short.
Yeah, they're pretty
yeah,
short.
yeah. The third
I mean,
one's
there are
only
only three of them too.
right. The third one's only like 50 seconds. So this
Yeah.
is a fight number two.
I think this guy had a bit more skill,
He's still moving
She
like
seems strong though.
but
Like she
yeah.
like she goes to the gym and she works out.
boom. Yeah.
You can
Lifts
see
weight.
she tried that judo there.
Judo.
That's not the judo saved my life.
From a broken arm. So reading through the comments, one of these three guys gets their arm broken. I don't know if that's
Oh
true.
God, I don't from the match, like we're gonna see that on video. I hate watching that kind of stuff. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys seem kind of on the smaller side when it comes to muscle mass
Yeah, they
too.
seem like
Yeah,
they're about her same size.
I,
which
w-
is
I
makes
wonder
it
if they're
fair.
actually over the age of 18. Because the last guy
Hmm.
seemed a little questionable.
That's a good point. Also, can I just say pet peeve when women don't put their hair back? So irritating. While they're like grappling, like braid your hair or something. Ugh.
Yeah, this also is a beginner. Damn.
Maybe this is it.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah, yep. I think that was it.
what's
Oh
Dutch
my
for got
God.
my arm broke? What's Dutch for got my arm broke?
She just like walks away like, you shouldn't
Yeah,
have tried to challenge me, man.
yeah.
That poor guy. All
What you
right,
get?
that's enough of
Girl
that one.
power.
Yeah. All right, number three.
Top early, top often.
I mean, I'm kind of bothered that she's not going over there to be like, oh, dude, man, shit, are you okay?
Well, he could
Like,
have been also talking shit before the match, so
Yeah, but you still don't
there's
break
that
someone's
too.
arm.
I know. Yeah, I agree
If
with
they're talking
Thomas.
shit
Like,
to
you
me,
should show some concern. Like,
nah.
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like,
Snaps all day.
oh Lord.
Snap, crackle, pop.
Oh,
Right.
so okay, so we
If
That's
went.
my
you talk
motto.
that S to me, snap, crackle, pop.
So
Right.
I guess we went out of order. The first match that we saw
No,
was
yeah,
match
yeah.
two. The last one was match three. So this is going to be match one.
Okay. Yeah, probably that
This
third one,
kid's
she was
a
like, maybe I shouldn't.
this kid's a definite beginner.
Like I can't imagine that this kid is 18.
I mean, he could be. But I mean, yeah, I think the theme throughout these videos is she's definitely more skilled than these guys are.
It definitely seems like an in-house tournament, though.
Oh yeah, it
No, it
definitely
definitely
is.
is. She's having
She's
fun.
having fun
She's
with
Oh,
using
it.
that judo a lot. Like she's just very
Yeah, poor kid didn't have a chance.
man, he's got some flexible shoulders.
Jesus.
Damn.
I feel like she just doesn't stop.
Well, I mean,
Like she can feel the arm popping and she's just gonna keep going.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah. I mean,
so no, go
I
ahead,
don't know
Wole.
what the person wanted to get out of this, but I think that the article's not well written. I think it's just very clickbaity, and I think like yeah, she's more skilled than the other guys, so she most likely would win. But I think at the end of the day, um, women can do it just as much as men can. I don't. I think the article is set up for Civ like, oh wow, this is you know,
Extraordinary.
yeah, exactly. But
When it's like, hello, it happens every
yeah,
day.
it's not extraordinary,
I kick
especially
guys'
when you
asses all day, every day.
yeah, it's not
Biatch!
extraordinary, especially when you have somebody who's skilled. And she's gone up against guys her size, so I think at the end of the day, is just a very clickbaity article.
Mm-hmm. You know, the problem is there's people who are gonna read just the title and then not look into it, and then use that as proof that women can enter men's brackets and do the same thing, which some can probably some can. Don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be a lot, and I think
I
and
don't think that it would be like we should make it a general rule or change the divisions.
right
It would be way too difficult and complicated
and
to modify it that way to ensure that only like more skilled women, who have a better chance against like men their size to compensate for the strength, da 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 da. It's just too much, That's why we have the divisions.
right.
Yeah, I mean, but I think at the end of the day, it's a choice. If you choose to enter the men's brackets, I think it should be allowed. That's your choice, right? It's yeah.
I think it would, wait, are you saying that so you're saying that women should be allowed to compete in the men's brackets?
I mean, I think so. Like, but not necessarily like, oh, maybe like a case by case basis. Because I think that most people feel more comfortable competing in whatever bracket yeah, they're assigned to or whatever. But
I think that
if somebody wants to like compete in, for example, men's brackets, I think, it should be case by case basis, and I think it should be allowed. You
hmm,
don't think so?
I have mixed feelings about that statement. I think that a jujitsu organization that conducts tournaments wouldn't want the liability involved with
Yeah, that's true.
what that would come with, if like she
Yeah,
loses, then they could say, oh, well, that wasn't fair, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they could go back and say, like, well, you chose to be in this division. I don't know. I could see that just like there being too many issues arising from that. And then, um, it just kind of opens up a Pandora's box.
yeah,
I'm
I
not
could
saying
see
that
from
you're
the I
wrong to
no,
entirely. I think, to some extent I agree. I don't know
well,
that I would apply that for like big tournaments, but maybe like local
yeah,
tournaments,
sure. I mean,
like
I would
small ones
say
in-house.
yeah, I agree with you. I would say that definitely from a liability standpoint, a tournament isn't going to want to do that just because, like you're saying, who knows if something happens, you're liable for it.
Well, you also have
Um,
the activist types that are running around intentionally causing issues in those types of situations where there's male female brackets, like oh, this guy's hand rubbed across body part X, I'm going to ruin his life now. And you're seeing that in
In
gyms where people
jiu-jitsu?
are. Well, I mean, it's a
I
pretty
could see
close
that happening.
contact sport, and you can see issues in just gyms regularly where people go to lift. Ladies are causing issues where, oh, look at this creep that's looking at me in the back of my video. Those are get
Well, she's like bending
then
over and
Well, I
whatnot
right.
mean,
in the middle of
I
the
would
gym
hope
wearing
that by
tight.
the time when you're
Gosh.
competing, there is some level of professionalism. Like, I think if somebody is doing that in competition, like, copping a feel or whatever in competition, their coach should kick them out, rightfully so. But I'm hoping that by the time somebody is competing, they're not, I don't know, maybe I just have a kind of a
Well,
utopia view on it. I would hope that I would hope that people don't get into jujitsu to do stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I'm
well,
I'm not naive. I'm not naive. I know it happens, but you know, yeah.
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 But I think the point you brought up, Yana, I think the biggest thing against opening up divisions where anyone can compete would be the liability issue. And
Yeah,
I
and then
think
also you have to think about if you're allowing that opportunity for women to compete in the men's, then they can turn around and be
Mhm,
like, okay, well, why won't you allow men to compete in the women's division? And I can see that being a whole PR
Nightmare.
complication and nightmare.
mhm,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because you can't have it go one way and not the other, right?
Mhm.
To be fair to both sides. Oh,
Oh, okay. I thought my audio went out for a second.
no, I just stopped talking, like the blabbering
Oh,
my
you're fine.
mouth, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada.
But yeah,
I mean,
But
I
yeah,
thought those were great videos. Go
they
ahead,
were.
Wale. Sorry.
I don't know. I was just saying. At the end of the day, I don't know what the person who requested us to view this wants to get out of it, or but
I
yeah, I
think
don't know. It's just very. It was clickbaity, not well written article. I think it was just there to sort of, uh, you know, maybe prove a point. There are also the opposite type of videos, which I don't click on, which is like, oh, woman chooses to fight man and gets destroyed. It's just like
Mm,
those are
yeah, I've
pointless.
seen those too.
yeah, but
Yeah,
people float those around too for nefarious reasons.
yeah.
It's like
It's just
okay,
like there's what's okay. Yeah, sure. She got beat by a guy, but yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, if you have some sort of training and you realize that you have sort of an advantage against someone, you need to apply restraint, and you know you need to apply restraint. Like, for example, if a woman's attacking me, or somebody who is not as strong as me is attacking me, you know I'm not gonna just like you know completely destroy them, right? It has to be a proportional response, right?
it does. Otherwise, you get in trouble legally.
I think his kids are wreaking havoc in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with all your points. Yeah. I mean, I
That's
feel
all
like
right.
I've said all I've had to say about this video. I didn't like the way it was written. I agree with Wally. It's very clickbaity. Um, she's obviously very skilled at judo. Hi.
Speed bumps. Speed bumps. We love speed bumps.
He loves what?
Speed bumps.
Speed bumps.
Ba-bum,
Yes.
ba-bum,
Oh.
ba-bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum.
Bump.
Ba-bum.
Ba-bum,
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 ba-bum.
ba-bum.
All right, sure. It's a bump.
Hi.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I think yeah, I mean she clearly had a lot of judo experience, like that
Yeah.
way surpassed any of theirs. I
Yeah.
mean, it was clearly not a a fair match when it comes to skill set, you know? And I
Mhm.
think I'm guessing maybe what happened was like she was calling them out or they were talking, you know, crap. And she's like, all right, fine, you know, like let's do this. I'm guessing like
Yeah.
that's what happened that led up to that those videos being taken because like she was trying to prove something or they were
Or
trying
like
to
she
prove
just has
something
an
and they
ego
lost.
and or she just has like an ego and is like, I'm gonna go in there and destroy all these men who think that they're better than me.
I mean,
That's
because we don't
possible
know if
too.
that's even the gym she trains at, you
I know.
know?
Right.
There's so many things we don't know.
Yeah.
We
Right.
can't, you know.
That title might even be like completely inaccurate. What if it wasn't even a local tournament? What if it was just like
Yeah.
a little scrimmage, in-house scrimmage, you know, like what do they call them?
Smokers.
Uh
Smokers.
no, 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 no. It starts with like a oh K there's like I think it's like a Japanese word.
Oh.
Kumite.
Kumite.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I mean, it looked very like informal, extremely informal. It
Uh,
looked like just a
uh,
regular gym. So who knows if the title is even accurate? Like that did not look like a local jiu-jitsu tournament. I
yeah,
mean,
it
yeah, I
wasn't.
mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So
Who knows?
yeah, I mean, like I said, and I don't know if I said this when we were hadn't started streaming or recording, but like whoever wrote that article could have at least Googled the lady's name to figure out what her
Yeah.
background was. You know, so
Yeah, I mean, like, if you want to be serious about whatever point you're trying to make, include her stats and stuff. So it's almost like the stats were omitted to
Right,
make it seem like she's an amateur, you know.
right.
But she clearly is skilled.
yeah, I mean,
Yes.
by the time that competition occurred, she could have had at least 8 years of judo
Mhm.
Right,
on top of her MMA training. So
right.
Yeah, because she definitely had. I think the MMA training might have been later, so she may have had a little bit of MMA training, but she definitely had judo training. You could see that, but you can tell that it was her judo training was specifically in gi because she was going for like a hip throw, and it's a little bit different when you're doing it in no gi. But
Mm-hmm.
she definitely has like the judo skills there.
so her
Mm-hmm.
first MMA fight was in October of 2012, and this competition occurred in 2012. So
Yeah, twins.
She
it
was
was
probably using this to prep for her MMA fight.
right. It was pretty close. It was close enough, I think.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
well, damn, we did more journalism work than the person who
Yeah.
wrote that article.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
So if they were posting it so that we would, you know, look into it, then I guess I feel like whatever reason they shared this with us, we satisfied whatever they were looking for. I
I,
feel like we covered all our bases
I think
here.
so.
We looked
Yeah,
into it,
I hope so. Yeah,
investigated. Hmm?
Yeah,
because we're here for the people,
we're
right?
here. We're here for the children.
Right.
We're here for our listeners.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
you know, like
We,
I
we
No,
should
said,
I mean,
have.
I don't want anybody to feel dissuaded from continuing to send these things. Like, please keep
Yeah.
sending us these kind of articles. I think it's really fun to review them, even if like they're horribly written and terribly inaccurate. But they're fun and they're great. They're great points of conversation to talk about other important things, you know. So I don't want our viewers to be dissuaded from sending us articles. So please keep that coming. If there's something that interests you, please send it to us. You know, don't be you know, we might be talking a lot of crap here, but you know, we
We're
want them to
we're,
keep
we're
coming.
professionals. We're experts.
Yeah, right, right, right.
Hey, we should
We
have
know what
a
we're doing,
live.
sort of.
We should have a live call-in show.
I was thinking about doing one of those on
Oh,
YouTube though, because I think we can stream on YouTube now.
Oh,
We can live
oh
stream on
yeah,
YouTube.
that could be
yeah.
fun.
We're in the
Um,
big leagues.
so we
Hmm.
do have a video from one of our viewers that he asked for us to
Oh yeah.
review, so we could see what his skill level is. Apparently, he's been a blue belt for I can't remember. I think it was like 8 years now. So he was wondering if we could give him some insight why he hasn't been promoted to purple belt. But I seem to have lost the link to his video, so we'll have to do that next
Ah,
week.
Well,
tell him
there's
to
Or
Tell
Go
him
ahead.
to ask his instructor why he hasn't become a blue belt, purple belt yet. Tell
so
him.
I actually told him to do that, and he said he didn't
No,
want to rock the boat.
no, never do that. I'm joking.
I feel like we had a conversation about that, didn't we?
There
Well,
was a meme I saw. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
we did, but the thing was, like I wanted to see what his reaction would be. I was
Were
being
you
a little,
testing him?
yeah, I was being a little bit of a jerk. So,
So
What
there
did
was
he
a
say?
Yeah,
oh,
what
he
did you say?
said no. He's like, I didn't want. He said he didn't want to rock the boat, so he
Good
wasn't
on him.
didn't want to ask his
Student has
instructor.
become the
Look at
teacher.
you, Thomas. You're the one trying to rock the boat here.
Hey, I channeled my inner Yo Lee a little bit.
Right.
There's a meme or something. So it's basically like if you ask the instructor why you haven't leveled up, then they add like
Like
2, 3
2 years.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you ask, they add on more years.
So,
Yeah. It's called the Blue Belt Blues for a reason,
Oh
everyone.
God, yeah, it is.
in other
It's like,
news, oh sorry,
yeah.
I was going to ask you how that in-house tournament at Centerville went.
Oh yeah, it went well. It was fun. It was very organized and efficient. A lot
Did
more
you compete?
organized than our kids in-house tournament. Say again?
Oh, kids. I was saying, did you compete? But it's the kids.
No, 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 no.
No.
So Chantilly MMA had their kids in-house tournament last weekend,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and then Centerville Jiu-Jitsu had their adult in-house tournament today. So today
Okay.
was adults competing. I did not compete. I was supposed to have an army thing today,
Mm.
but because of the weather, it got rescheduled for next Saturday. So I didn't
Mm.
like sign up or anything, and because I didn't thought I was not going to be able to come. And anyway, no, it was good. Everything was like super quick. There was like two people per table helping out with the scoring and stuff, two referees at every mat where there were matches. They divided their gym into four sections, their gym mat into four sections, and only utilized only three sections for the actual matches, and one of them was for, everybody else to kind of sit on
Uh-huh.
and coach and watch and so on and so forth. So it was mostly the only women who competed were two purple belts, and they did really well. Becca from Pentagon MMA competed against Amanda from Centreville.
Hmm.
Weight difference was pretty drastic. I think Amanda's like 140. Becca is 115. But Becca did really well. I mean, like she's a killer. So um obviously, regardless of the weight discrepancy, it was a really good match. And then obviously a lot of white belts, a lot of blue belts, all males competing. There were some really great matches. And what I really appreciated about it, and I think that we need to do this at our next in-house tournament, is they explained scoring system to everybody.
Hmm.
So they
Hmm.
explained the rules and the scoring system. They had a whole like, monologue about it, and demonstrators too. Like if you do this is called reaping the leg and this is not allowed,
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. And demonstrating what like a takedown might look like and how that can, that gives you 2 points, or what a sweep might look like, or what uh side control looks like. I mean, I think because a lot of these people, especially the white belts, they had never competed before, so they didn't know the rules. And so I thought that was really awesome that they did that. And there was a really good showing of people within the Big Brothers affiliate. Leo Dalla was there, Master Dalla was
Hmm.
there, and the Michelle and I can't remember the guy's name.
Bill?
Bill is it Bill? Yeah, Bill
Yeah,
Nack.
Bill. Yeah.
Yeah, them from Dominion. We had Vanguard, some black belts from Vanguard as well. Obviously Chantilly. We had six of our Chantilly MMA students who competed. Some actually went against each other, which is funny. Um, so yeah, it was great. I think there was like in total maybe, I don't know, 20 to 30. I'm really bad at counting number of people. I don't know why. I have like a like dumb when it comes to that. Maybe 20 people, 25. I don't know. And everybody had a chance to compete twice. So it was not, it was like double elimination. So even with the the super fights, purple belt super fights, um, like the women, like the Becca and Amanda, they got to go against each other twice, right? So
Mm.
um even though like one of them won the first round, so I think so. Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun, very efficient, very quick. It felt really quick. I mean, it started at like 1:30, I would say, was when they like, made their announcement and went over the rules and stuff, and then we were done by 4.
Ah,
It
okay.
felt quick though. It felt like everything was running super smoothly. They
Hmm.
were always having matches going one after the other. Um, I don't know how they were organizing their brackets. But yeah, I mean, compared to our kids' in-house tournament last weekend, it was a lot more organized. But then again, there were a lot more people too
Hmm.
helping out, you know.
Yeah, I think we had what, me, four. I think we only had like 7 people working the tournament, including Master Sugi.
Yeah, and I was basically managing my own table pretty much.
Yeah. So,
So no, it
anyways.
was good though. Yeah, definitely some pointers that we can take from that. And I think their idea is that Master Scott said he's trying to make this a thing 3 to 4 times a year, but like a different gym at under Big
Mm.
Brother's
Right.
hosts. So the next one is going to be Dominion,
Okay.
Michelle with Michelle and Bill. But
Hmm.
yeah, anyway, that's it.
Sweet. Yeah, we were gonna head over, but number three started having a meltdown. So
As is his that's what
As
he's
is,
supposed to do.
yeah,
as this is right.
yeah,
Yes, exactly.
he had a good day. But anyways, yeah.
Anything else you want to discuss, Thomas?
No, I wanted to try to figure out where that video was at. The guy wanted us for review, but we'll do that next time.
Yeah.
So and then
I'm interested in seeing it. The Blue Belt
Yeah,
Blues.
yeah.
it
All
is a
right,
thing.
so we'll wrap it up here a little bit early because I'm feeling way too tipsy off of that little bit of Crevassier.
Yeah, me too. I guess I shouldn't have drank rum straight, but
You drank rum straight.
YOLO.
I at least put purple drink in my drink.
It's
It,
Nope.
Saturday night, man.
Yeah,
Come
I ain't got
on.
nowhere to go.
it wasn't actually purple drink. It was just grape soda. If I'm actually drinking purple drink, something has gone seriously wrong. Anyways, closing thoughts, Yana.
Yeah, I guess I'll just say like, hey, keep sending us those videos and those articles. We love reviewing them. Um, and send us any videos of your own matches or training that we can watch and comment on. That's it from me.
Okay, Wale,
Ditto.
you're no fun. No. All right, fine, my
Yeah, I mean
turn. No, go ahead.
I agree. Yeah. Keep sending in the videos. It's fun to watch people, and you know, do commentary and stuff. That's why we're here.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I guess look forward to the next video, the review on the next video. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it at this. Um, and I said this before we started recording. A big pet peeve of mine are articles that are written poorly. You know, if you see something with a headline that you think is interesting, controversial, like always read the article itself before passing it along. That way you don't spread misinformation and start a chain of people just reading the headline and not reading the article. But always look into it. You know, if there's details missing, such as the background of somebody, for example, or if there's details missing in general. If there's not a lot of meat in the article, it could be a red flag that something's amiss. But anyways,
Agreed.
that's my little Crevassier fueled end comment. So, but anyways, we'll see you guys next
Good
time.
comment.
Huh?
That's a good comment. I approve.
Yes. So we will see you all next time, and have a good night.
All right,
Bye.
Bye
see ya.
bye.
Bye.